Hi mates, my name is Jan. You are on the Konlen Shop channel, a channel about electric heating boilers and more. Today we are pleased to introduce you to the updated Konlen Wi-Fi thermostat. A distinctive feature of the new model is its compact size. It takes up 2 modules. It has become smaller in height and width, while becoming slightly thicker. This allows it to be easily integrated into a standard electrical box together with other elements by mounting it on a DIN rail. Let's move on to mobile app control. You can use both Smart Life and TIA Smart apps, available for both Android and iOS. It should be noted that the menus of these apps are available in many languages. I will demonstrate everything in English. After downloading and installing the app, if you don't already have an account, you will need to create one. I won't show you how to create a new account, but rather log in to your existing account. Don't forget that for successful synchronization, your phone must be connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the thermostat, and it must be 2 and 4 GHz. The app may ask you to confirm you agree to use the location and switch on Bluetooth. Do this to ensure successful pairing. Open the Smart Life or TIA Smart app and select the Add New Device option. Select the top section labeled Electrical and click on this leftmost reset. Press and hold the blue left button on the thermostat for 5 seconds until the pairing indicators on the display show 3 red dashes. After that, your smartphone will display the new device on the screen. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete the process. You may have to enter your Wi-Fi network password. The Konlen thermostat has been successfully added and is ready to be controlled via your smartphone. The next step after adding a thermostat to the app is to rename it. Although this can be done later, I will change the name at this point. This is for ease of management, especially if you already have other devices in the app. Simply click on the device name and enter a new name that best describes your thermostat. For example, Konlen thermostat in living room, and confirm changes. This way, you will always know exactly which device you are controlling. Don't forget to save your changes. And so here's our updated app. What do we see here? Everything looks normal at first glance, but not quite. Here, you can see the current temperature. Temperature mode, heating. Temperature sensor status is normal. The on temperature is 10 degrees. Off temperature 40.4 degrees. Lower limits, -40, upper limit, +140. The temperature limits are the temperature value when reached. You will receive push notifications. This function works by switching on this alarm button. Let's set the switch off temperature to 27.3 degrees, and the light bulb comes on. That is, the conditional boiler is switched on. Immediately I want to say this thing. If you noticed, now the step of changing and setting the temperature is 1/10 of a degree and not half a degree as it was before in the old version of the thermoregulator. This means that now this thermomodulator can be used to regulate the boiler by air temperature and not only, by heat transfer fluid temperature. Let's set the switch on temperature to 22.9 degrees. I have done this so that I can show you how to switch the boiler on and off using this button. Because when the current temperature is above the minimum set temperature and below the maximum set temperature, so it is between these temperatures, you can switch the boiler on and off with this button. Go further through the menu items. This is the sensor calibration. This is the switch on delay. We will come back to this menu item a little later, but now I will show you how the 2 main modes of this thermostat work, namely the heating mode and the cooling mode. As you can see, the heating mode is now activated. The thermostat can also operate in the cooling mode. Changing between these modes occurs automatically and cannot be done manually, even if you try to press the corresponding button. Automatic mode selection depends on temperature settings. If the switch on temperature is higher than the switch off temperature, the cooling mode is activated. And vice versa. When the switch on temperature is lower than the switch off temperature, the heating mode is activated. I will now demonstrate this in practice by setting the cutoff temperature lower than 19 degrees. For example, 18.5 degrees. As you can see, our imaginary boiler has now activated in cooling mode, turning into an air conditioner or other type of cooling equipment. The indicator on the unit has changed from heating to cooling. Now I will forcibly cool the temperature sensor, thus simulating the operation of the cooling system. And as you can see, our so-called refrigeration system has switched off after reaching the set temperature. Let's set the temperature back to 22.3 degrees. As you can see, the mode has automatically changed from cooling to heating. The next menu item is Switch on Delay. What does this mean? This function allows you to delay the switching on of the boiler, or in the case of the refrigeration cooling mode, for a certain number of seconds. Thus, after a set time after the set temperature has been reached, the boiler or cooling unit will automatically switch on. As an example, I will set the delay to 10 seconds and show you how it works. In our case, when the temperature drops to 19.9 degrees, the boiler will activate but with a delay. It will not switch on until 10 seconds after the temperature reaches the specified value. The next menu item is History Record. This function allows you to view the thermostat's operating history for a day, month and year. As you can see, here the offs are marked in red and the ons in green. It is important to note that only information about the switching on and switching off of the thermostat is displayed. This means that data on the power consumption of the device, for example a boiler or cooling system, or any other parameters are not displayed on the thermostat. The next menu item is the Periods section. This function allows you to automate the control of the boiler or cooling system, ensuring that it operates according to your settings. Set the boiler on and off times for each of the 10 periods, from 0 to 9. It is important to remember that the boiler will switch on and off based on the total temperature you set, and will not operate if the temperature has already reached the set value in the current time period. The periods are prioritized. This means that the boiler is controlled exclusively according to the set periods. If at least one of them is activated, in this case, manual control of the boiler becomes impossible until the periods settings are reset. Within an active period, you may encounter a situation where the boiler does not start automatically because it is in the cooling down phase, but you can still switch the boiler on manually if necessary. If the boiler is already running and approaching the set temperature, but the active period has not yet ended, it can only be switched off by forcibly reducing the set temperature. To avoid confusion and increase the efficiency of the thermomodulator, it is recommended to form the periods sequentially. Nested periods with inconsistent settings can lead to unpredictable operation of the temperature controller. In order to return the boiler to the standard mode of operation, it is necessary to reset all the settings of the periods by resetting them to 0 in each of the 10 available periods. After that, the boiler will work according to the temperature without any time reference. And the last feature in this review is operation of the thermostat without Wi-Fi connection. To do this, you need to press the right button for 2 seconds until you enter the settings mode. Here are 2 parameters, P00 and P01. P00 is the starting temperature and P01 is the final temperature. Currently, my current temperature is also 24 degrees, and P00 is set to 24 degrees as well. I set P01 to 24.5 degrees. As you can see, the boiler has turned on. I'll wait until the light heats the sensor until it turns off. Now, I'm entering the temperature selection parameters again. I choose P00 and set the temperature to 24.2 degrees. I wait 2 seconds for the set temperature to be fixed. Now the temperature will drop by 0.3 of a degree, down to the set 24.2 degrees. As you can see, the boiler has turned on again. I want to say that the principle of operation of the thermostat without a Wi-Fi connection is the same as with the connection. That is, if the set temperature P00 is higher than P01, then the thermostat will work in cooling mode. If the opposite, then in heating mode. And that's it for today. If this video was useful to you, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in new videos.